For this discussion, I chose to view the TED Talk James Cameron before Avatar, A Curious Boy. As many of you know, James Cameron is the director of science fiction movies like The Abyss and Terminator. He's also the director of two of the highest grossing films of all time, Titanic and Avatar. Through this speech, Cameron reveals how his love for science fiction and deep-sea diving influenced his choice to become a filmmaker and how that has influenced his films. He starts by telling the story of his high school experiences with science fiction books. He tells the audience about growing up in the 60s without the technology that kids have today and staying entertained through science fiction books. Cameron goes on to tell the audience how he became scuba certified in Canada. He goes on to paint a broad picture about the unlimited imagination of nature versus the limited human imagination. He talks about how The Abyss helped develop his love for CG graphics and started moving him in a new developmental direction with his films. The entire speech that Cameron delivered was a chronological story. From the beginning, he captured the audience's attention by telling childhood stories. He retained their attention and engaged them by continuing smaller stories about the development of his love for science fiction and how he implemented that into his films. Cameron best followed the "Thou shalt tell a story" commandment in his talk. He did this by basing the entire speech on a story of how his love for science fiction helped him imagine ideas and put them into film. He used no presentation medium, so nothing learned through Duarte's text applies to the speech. He uses storytelling throughout his speech, which is an effective method of capturing an audience. I find Cameron's story captivating. He took a passion for science fiction and turned it into something that no one would have ever dreamed. He states that curiosity is the most important thing that a person owns, which is key to his entire story. Cameron was curious about deep-sea exploration. That's why he decided to create Titanic. He was interested in diving to the site to film, not because of the potential to make money, but because deep-sea exploration was something that he was passionate about. He conveyed his passion for that very well in this speech. Based on this TED Talk, I would have to encourage my classmates to tell a story with their speeches.